Hi, I would like to welcome you to the University of Maine at Fort Kent's October 2020 update. We really appreciate the opportunity to collaborate with WFKT so that we can share with you what's going on at UMFK each month. Next slide. The topics to be covered in our October 2020 update include introductions of President Deb Hedin, that's me, the Enrollment and Advancement Center Rural U Nursing and Region 2 School of Applied Technology Health Sciences Alliance Program, our campus Safe Return Plan, Phase 3 Surveillance and Wastewater Testing. I appreciate having the opportunity to tell you a bit more about myself. Some of you I met while on campus interviewing in February, and I know that you also had a chance to read about my background. So here are some of the highlights. I was born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota. I attended St. Cloud State University and completed a double major in special education and Spanish. I had the opportunity to live in Spain for 8 months as part of a university study abroad program. I am a first-generation student. I really appreciate what it takes for students to navigate higher education in order to pursue an undergraduate degree. After completing my undergraduate degree, I moved to Watertown, Massachusetts to work at Perkins School for the Blind. I attended Lesley College, now Lesley University, in Cambridge at night for my Master's of Education degree in special education with a concentration in teaching students with severe disabilities. A few years later, I pursued a doctoral degree at Syracuse University in upstate New York and completed a PhD in special education. In between my graduate school programs, I taught as a public school special education teacher, and I was a visiting teacher for a year in Munich, Germany at the school at a school for the blind. In 1993, I moved to Pocatello, Idaho, and accepted a faculty position teaching special education at Idaho State University. I was at Idaho State University for 23 years and served as the Dean of the College of Education for 10 of those years. While at ISU, I spent a year on sabbatical leave at Massey University in New Zealand. During the last 4 years, I was living in Dillon, Montana, and served as the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs. I feel very fortunate to have had the opportunity to live in 6 states and 3 countries. It has been an exciting adventure. It's been about 3 months since arriving in Maine. I am very happy to be living in Fort Kent and serving as President and Provost at UMFK. So, this slide is very important. I love snow. I love to downhill ski. I love cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. I love winter. And so people continue to say, well, you know, winter is long here. I'm saying bring it on. So you'll see me outside on the first snowfall, walking around and enjoying the snow. In the summer, I hike and golf. I have 3 pets, my black lab Gracie, who is about 10 years old, and 2 cats, Kaya and Tandy. Our top priority this academic year is the health and safety of our students, faculty, and staff. We will continue to provide updates for you regarding our campus safe return plan. Our goal is to stay together on campus until the Thanksgiving break. This is the year for us to review and revise our strategic plan. The steering committee has been formed, co-chaired by the Dean of Community Education, Scott Voisin, and Assistant Professor Marilyn Epp. Membership on the committee includes 2 faculty, 2 staff, 2 students, and 2 community members. We will look forward to hearing more about this work in the coming months related to increasing student enrollment, focusing on student experience and success of our students, reviewing our budget and ensuring financial sustainability for our institution, and strengthening our inclusive community that appreciates, values, and embraces diversity. With the approval of the Unified Accreditation for the University of Maine system, we will look for opportunities to advance our university partnerships and collaborative programs. We believe it is essential to provide ongoing communication with our campus and community. And so we certainly appreciate you learning and working with us during this academic year. We will now move to the other topics of our October update. Thank you so much. I'm now turning it over to Pam.
Hello, my name is Pam Ashby, and I am the Chief Business Officer. I have the pleasure today of speaking to you a little bit about our new Enrollment and Advancement Center. The construction of this building on Pleasant Street is a wonderful solution to many challenges, from operational efficiency to maintenance issues to aesthetics, and is the culmination of several years of planning. In 2016-2017, the need for a new building on campus was formalized in a comprehensive master plan report. This study cited the need for a more attractive space to house admissions, as well as the need to address the ever-increasing repair and renovation needs of the houses we were using as offices. A business plan at UMFK had already been developed for renovation through replacement to address both these needs. The concept was to remove the Sear House, the St. David House, and the Madawaska House, with estimated needed repairs now exceeding $1.9 million, and replace them with one brand new, more efficient building. This building will be connected to our central pellet boiler heating system. In addition to the savings in repairs and renovations, we are expecting to save more than $45,000 each year in operating costs. The State of Maine General Obligation Bond, which passed in November of 2018, thanks to the voters, granted UMFK the $2.9 million needed to act on our plan. A building committee consisting of employees, a representative from the Foundation Board, and a representative from the Board of Visitors guided the process of planning this 5,200 square foot building. Oak Point Associates from Biddeford, Maine is the architectural and engineering firm chosen for this building. An excerpt from their schematic design plan describes the building as follows. The new facility will integrate student enrollment and advancement service departments, which include the Office of Admissions, Marketing, and Communications, and Advancement, including the Campus Foundation. The building will be the first point of contact and gathering place for prospective students and their families, current and prospective donors, as well as faculty, staff, and community members. It will also accommodate meetings with the UMFK Board of Visitors and the UMFK Foundation Board, as well as host campus receptions. The building program consists of a central reception and waiting area, conference rooms, and multiple individual and shared offices. On May 11, 2020, a notice of award for the construction contract was given to DeVoe Construction, Inc. from Eagle Lake. We expect concrete foundations to be complete by October 2nd, and the building structure, roofing, and walls by Thanksgiving. Interior work will occur throughout the winter, with a final and greatly anticipated completion date of May. And now Scott has further updates on another topic.
Thank you, Pam. Hello, everybody in WFKT world. My name is Scott Voisin, and I'm the Dean of Community Education here at UMFK. So most of you in the area are aware of a program we have with our local high school. We used to call it the Pleasant Street Academy. Now we call it Valley U. It was a program which was ahead of its time in our state that allowed students the opportunity to earn an entire year of college while they were still in high school. We now have a second school that we are working with that provides students the opportunity to earn an entire year of college while they're in high school. We are now partnering with the Region 2 School of Applied Technology in Houlton, Maine. That's a CTE center in Maine. And the program that we are doing with them is called Rural U Nursing. And the 1 year of college that these students will be able to achieve is that first year of nursing, so the first year of a BSN degree at UMFK. So this is a very exciting opportunity for students who are in the health field. I want to tell you a little bit about how we're achieving this. So first of all, we have an instructor at the Region 2 Center who will be teaching Nursing 101, which is the introductory nursing class, right there at the Region 2 school. The Region 2 school serves 5 different high schools in that region. Also, students in that program achieve CNA certification, and students with Maine CNA certification who come into our nursing program automatically receive 2 credit hours. We will also be offering 8 credit hours of Bio 220 and 221. That's Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2. That'll be offered at the Higher Education Center in Holton. And then students will have the opportunity through our Rural U online early college or concurrent enrollment classes taught in their sending schools to earn 12 or more credit hours in their general education requirements. That totals 24 or more credit hours, which, as most of you know, is 1 year of UMFK's Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. So we are very excited about this. I want to take a quick moment to thank David Keaton, who's the director of the Region 2 School of Applied Technology, and Amber Sloat, who is the health sciences teacher who will be teaching our Nursing 101 class. And last but not least, I want to thank UMFK's Dean of Undergraduate Nursing, Erin Susi, for her guidance in this area. And with that, I'm going to pass this on to Erin Susi.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you everybody out there in Fort Kent world and in St. John Valley. Nice to be able to provide you with updates. I just want to offer a few comments. We're so pleased to be able to entering into this agreement with Region 2 in Holton. This agreement really creates a wonderful opportunity for high school students who are interested in nursing. It gives them an opportunity to try out nursing courses to see if nursing is really the profession that they want to pursue. And it also is very meaningful for students when they complete early college credits because they're able to have confidence that they can do college level work, and that's very valuable for our high school students. And when they come into our program as sophomores, they're really going to be saving a lot of time and money for themselves and their families, which I think is a wonderful outcome of this kind of an agreement. We have a similar agreement with the St. John Valley Technology Center in Frenchville as well. And Scott and I will be working this year to make that agreement more robust so that they have a similar opportunity, and it's clearly outlined for those students that they can also complete a year of our baccalaureate program. And we're very pleased to be able to be working with these high school programs that offer such strong curriculum in health occupations. So it's been our pleasure to work with them, and thank you. I'm glad to be able to be talking to with all of you. And now I will be turning it over to Leslie.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. My name is Leslie Kelly. I'm the UMFK COVID-19 Incident Commander. My role is to manage the activity and response to the COVID-19 incident for UMFK. Today, I'd like to share a little on our planning for a safe fall return. Over the past 5 months, UMFK and the University of Maine system has been planning for this safe return. In April, Chancellor Malloy launched the Fall 2020 Safe Return Planning Committee. The committee's membership included representation from all the campuses. There were several additional groups formed to work on specific areas of the planning. I'm going to point those out because some were real key in the development of our plans. The university's Science Advisory Board work was to assess the state of the disease, progress and potential in terms of vaccine development and treatment, and operational protocols to reduce the spread of the disease. This group continues to inform the working groups with the current science. Lots of changes as we move along through this incident. In addition, 2 groups were formed to address the asymptomatic and symptomatic testing protocols. The asymptomatic group worked to develop testing protocols for students as they arrived to campus. So these students were asymptomatic, they were not showing symptoms. The symptomatic testing group worked on developing protocols for students, staff, and faculty who develop symptoms. I'm going to share a little bit more specifically on our testing protocols and the preparation for a positive case at UMFK. There's a 3-phase testing plan. Phase 1 testing occurred on arrival for all students from out of state, all resident hall students, and special populations. And each campus was able to define their special populations. Here at UMFK, we defined those as our athletic, our student athletes. There was some nursing students tested as part of that, and our forestry students. Phase 2 of testing occurred 7 to 10 days after the initial testing for everyone required to have on arrival a test. So that means everyone in phase 1 was retested for phase 2. Phase 3, which is where we are right now, also referred to as surveillance testing, is ongoing through the end of the semester. So this testing will occur every 10 days with approximately 10% of the campus population being tested. In addition, which is kind of exciting for UMFK, we're conducting wastewater testing to monitor the health of the campus. Only 3 campuses in the system are actually able to monitor their wastewater. University of Maine Fort Kent, University of Maine at Orono, and University of Southern Maine. Wastewater and sewage surveillance has been used as an early warning system to detect the presence of COVID-19. So we feel lucky that we have this tool available for us. Sewage surveillance can indicate changes to the total COVID-19 infections within the community. We actually draw a sample, I guess is how you'd say it, every week. So we get weekly wastewater test results. With a strong testing plan in place, UMFK can closely monitor the health of campus and react quickly to limit the spread of the virus, keeping the community safe. And I think quickly is the key here for us. So for instance, during UMFK's phase 1 asymptomatic testing, and remember, during that testing, nobody was showing symptoms. One result came back positive. We would have been unaware this person was a carrier. So through this testing process, we were able to quickly identify this individual. In preparation for a positive test result, an isolation and quarantine plan had been developed throughout the summer. The preparation and planning enabled us to quickly place the student in isolation and identify those individuals who were in close contact that needed to be quarantined until CDC was assigned to the case. Close contact is defined as within 6 feet for longer than 15 minutes. UMFK worked closely with CDC until the case was closed and the students were released by CDC. So the next piece as we move into is our symptomatic procedures. Students, faculty, and staff have access to a daily symptom monitor application. So they can log into this app every day and they can monitor their symptoms. Some is just to raise people's heightened awareness of how they're feeling, so that if they're not feeling well, they can stay home for the day. If someone is experiencing COVID symptoms, they're encouraged to call Northern Maine Medical Center. We have a really good working relation with Northern Maine Medical Center. They actually operate our clinic here on campus. So, if they have symptoms, they'll call the hospital and the hospital takes it from there. In addition, as we prepare for flu season, we are encouraging all our students, employees to get flu shots this year. This will help our healthcare providers more quickly provide a diagnosis. So you see quickly again there. So with our planning and preparation, we're able to hopefully quickly identify COVID on our campus, in our community, and then react to limit the spread of the virus. Our plans continue to be updated as we learn new science about the virus, and we continue to refine those and hopefully continue to offer a safe learning and working environment. So we're going to make it to Thanksgiving. That's our campus's goal. And I think there's a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this planning, and I think we're off to a great start. I'm going to turn it over for the next topic to Matt. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Hi, I'm Matt Moore, and I'm the Dean of Students here at UMFK. And Leslie just mentioned what happens if we do have a positive case and we do the tracing and we have students who are asked to be either isolated or go into quarantine. So we know that this can be a really challenging experience. They're going to be in there from anywhere, from 7 to 14 days, depending on who they are, if they were the student who was isolated or the students who are in quarantine. So we have developed a plan to make sure that we're supporting our students who are really going through this to help to keep our community safe by adhering to the quarantine and isolation requirements that they've been asked to do. So know that if they are asked to quarantine, they will be staying in one of our residence halls for 14 days until released by the CDC. So while they're in quarantine, while quarantine and isolation are different, a student in either situation staying in a space administered by the university can expect that they'll have daily lunch, dinner, daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or brunch on the weekends delivered to them. We do have a new app in place where they will get to select their choices for what they want to eat for each meal, and then that will be delivered to them in the residence hall where they're staying. Know they're going to have a daily outreach from a university employee to check in on them. So I just got done with a meeting today where we developed a plan of who will contact these individuals over the 14 days that they'll be in there. And the people who will contact them will be based on what their needs are at that point in the quarantine period. So during the first day or two, they're going to be contacted by their academic dean to make sure that they are know that there won't have any adverse effects to their grades because of what they've been asked to do in the quarantine. We made sure that they're going to have Wi-Fi access to coursework to continue the Wi-Fi access for their courses, so they can continue learning, as well as for entertainment and communication. So know that the hall that they're staying in did receive some updated Wi-Fi in the past year, I believe, so that every room and every student who is in there will have access to sufficient Wi-Fi to stay up to date with their coursework and be able to keep in communication with their family and friends. Know that they are going to have the contact information of at least 2 university employees, both their email and a cell phone that they can get in contact with at any time if they need support during that time period while they're in there. And we are working with the Maine CDC to get them out of there as quickly as possible. We know that that isn't something that they want to do, but we do, like Leslie said, we have a great relationship with the CDC, and we'll work to get them out again within the time period. There's one thing I didn't mention, and this will lead into another topic. While they're in quarantine, we want to make sure that they have stuff to do. So we have a plan in place now, so they're going to get regular care packages from us. The care packages will include different food, different activities for them to do, different things to try to, make it as pleasant as possible. I almost want to say that we want to make it where it's almost desirable to go into quarantine, but not quite, because we want that experience to be that good where people are envious of the fact that you get to do all this stuff while you're in quarantine and go to class and get care packages. So if we could just take the COVID out of that, it would be a really desirable place for our students to be. So know that that's going to happen. We have when I look at all the programming that we have planned between our program board, the activity staff that we have, and the RAs, we have over 100 different opportunities for students to get engaged or to make some sort of connection to the institution this fall. We just ended homecoming this past week. It was virtual. It was very different than anything we did in the past, but we ended it with a field day out by the sports center. We probably had 30 or 40 people out there who were just having a great time out in the sun. So we are making sure that we have activities that are happening both in person, safely, of course, so adhering to the guidelines that we have in place, and virtual, because we want to make sure that students who may not be comfortable yet interacting with other people still have opportunities to engage or to do things that are going to keep them connected to the institution, maybe learn something new, learn a new hobby, learn a new skill, and hopefully make some new friends. So we know that students who make some sort of connection to the institution are more likely to persist, more likely to come back for their sophomore year, and more likely to graduate. So It's a little more challenging this year with COVID, but we are doing what we can to make sure students have a diverse selection of opportunities for them to get involved and make a connection. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to President Hedin.
We hope you enjoyed hearing about our October updates. If you have topics you would like to see covered in these segments, please write to us at umfk.president@maine.edu. We look forward to visiting with you again next month. And until then, be well and roar Bengals!